Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Did you know that August is Fat Liberation Month? In honor of this, we're going to take a look at 5 things you should never do as a fat liberationist. In order to properly information the history, we must apply comb to mustache.
Did you know that August is Fat Liberation Month?
It is, dude? Dang, it's already that time of year again? It feels like we just got done with Obesity Week, and here we are already at Fat Liberation Month. Man, time flies when you're high as hell on sugar and carbs.
Let me tell you more about it.
Oh, I wish you would. Please educate me. I was putting that in air quotes, educate.
So the NAAFA, or the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance.
This is the NAACP of fat people. If you put Association for the Advancement of, people are really going to come for you, dude. I imagine they think you're trying to act like you're the NAACP or something.
Created Fat Liberation Month last year in 2021. However, last year they designated May as Fat Liberation Month.
Well, honestly, I think May would make a better Fat Liberation Month. It's a lot cooler. August is way too hot to be liberating to obese people. There ain't nothing liberating about sweating out of your damn skin. Help me. Help me, Rhonda. Help me.
So this year they changed it to August to avoid detracting from AAPI Month, which was created for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders.
Dude, wasn't there already something for May? Aren't there like 100 things for May? Why do you guys keep making up new things for new months? Nobody cares. Alright, you could tell me that tomorrow is National Guitar Day. No, it's not. You just said it. That doesn't make it so. Where we can't just come up with a new holiday just because somebody said so.
So the NAAFA, in honor of Fat Liberation Month, has posted tons of virtual events to learn more about fat liberation and also just find community among fellow fat people.
Oh, that sounds great. I want to go. Alright, so the NAAFA has set up many virtual events. How come they're not in person? I want to go to a physical thing and actually be there and walk around and get plenty of exercise. Oh, that's why these are all held virtually. Well, I want to go to one in person, dang it, and I want to interview people. I want to go to the Fat Acceptance Parade. I swear to God, if any of you know of any sort of Fat Acceptance Parade or any physical thing, tell me. I will literally fly there.
And I will let you know where to find those events in the comments.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you. I'm already on their website, and we're going to look at it after this video.
So I'm going to hop on a trend, and in honor of Fat Liberation Month, tell you 5 things that I would never do as a fat liberationist. The first is I would never assume anything about another person's health based on their size.
Okay. Why are you telling us this? Obviously, if somebody considers themselves a, quote, fat liberationist, end quote, the first thing they're going to do is assume that fat people are not unhealthy, right? That would be funny, though, if somebody joins the fat liberation movement and they have no idea what these people are really about, and they join the movement like, hell yeah, dude, being fat is unhealthy as hell, fat liberation, yeah, whoa, 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 whoa. And then everybody's like, what? What are you doing? You're in the wrong protest. And he's like, hell yeah, fat liberation, lose some weight, get healthy, whoa, whoa. This is a hate crime.
You can be healthy or unhealthy at any size.
Duh, as a fat liberationist, I already know that, of course. You could be 800 pounds and still be the healthiest human being on the planet.
The second is I would never use health or lack thereof as justification for why a fat person or why fat people exist.
So as a fat liberationist, once again, you would push the talking points of the fat acceptance movement. I am shocked. So first, you wouldn't assume that overweight people are unhealthy. And then second, you wouldn't use health to justify fat people's right to exist.
I will 100% talk about how fat people can be healthy. I will 100% talk about how sometimes fatness can be caused or contributed to by things like PCOS and hormonal issues.
Right, I know, we know. We know that you're going to make excuses for the way that you are and your lack of effort. We know. Why are you saying this to us like this is news? For this Fat Liberation Month, I thought that I would switch things up a little bit by doing and saying all the same exact things that I always do and say. This is such a contrast to what you said last week, which was the same exact thing.
But I will never use that as a justification for why fat people deserve to be treated like human beings. Number 3 is I would never comment on another person's food unless invited to do so. And even then, I would be hesitant. Labels like good foods and bad foods tend to be fatphobic.
Right, so for this Fat Liberation Month, you're just going to continue to not do things. Isn't not doing stuff what got us into this mess?
Because if you think about it, the primary criteria for whether a food is good or bad is whether or not we associate it with weight gain.
No, it has to do with whether or not it's healthy. Weight gain has nothing to do with unhealthy food because you could be gaining weight in the form of muscle or fat.
What is a good food or a bad food for people depends on many things.
No, it's the same for everyone. A good food is whole food, like grandma and grandpa from a couple generations ago used to eat.
Like the expiration date or allergies, intolerances, likes and dislikes. And that's not my place to judge.
I feel like you're trying to give us a list of things that you want us to do, not a list of things that you will or will not do. Alright guys, I'm going to disguise this list as stuff that I'm going to do or not do, but really this is how I want you guys to treat me and how I want you to act. Things that I would never do as a fat liberationist. Disrespect the cynical dude or disagree with the cynical dude in any way, shape, or form. Don't you ever dislike one of the cynical dude's videos. Not click the like button. Not subscribe. All of the following are things that I would never do as a fat liberationist. Subscribe.
Number 4 is I will never tell my fellow fat people to settle.
This is a weird one. Okay. Settle for less what? A smaller plate? What?
For anything. We deserve amazing relationships with partners who think we're hot.
You deserve amazing relationships with partners who think that you're hot. What about your partner? Don't they deserve to be with somebody who they think is hot? Somebody who they genuinely find attractive both physically and mentally, instead of being browbeaten and forced to be with them? I would never tell fat people that they should settle for less either. Less diabetes, less heart disease, less stroke.
Because we are. We deserve cute clothes. We deserve good jobs.
Okay, then make your body fit into cute clothes and work hard enough to get a good job. There's this trend lately where everybody thinks they just deserve stuff. We deserve a good job. We deserve healthcare. No, you don't. Nobody deserves anything. If you're not smarter than all those other people or a harder worker than all those other people, you don't deserve anything. The person who works harder than you and is smarter than you deserves more than you. That's the law of the land. That's the law of nature. If you want the best in life, then you better be the smartest and the hardest working. If you can beat me and all these other people that have been lifting weights and working out for years in preparation for this moment, then I guess you can have it. But something tells me that all the people who actually work hard are going to get all the things that you sit around whining about all day. While you're sitting there whining about equal rights and equal access to blah, 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 there are people that are actually willing to work hard and are capable enough to take all the things that you want.
We deserve to wear a bikini on the beach. And weight loss is not a prerequisite to enjoy those things.
There's this thing called common decency and common courtesy. If you're a very poor singer, it would be really cool if you wouldn't go out in public and sing loudly. The rest of us would sure appreciate that. I mean, you could be like, yes, queen, more power to you. You're beautiful, you sing good no matter what, go ahead. But you're going to be annoying the crap out of everyone around you. You picking up what I'm laying down? You sponging up what I'm spilling?
And number 5 is I will never stop unpacking my internalized fat phobia.
It says never stop working to unpack my internalized fat phobia. Did you leave out the word working on purpose? It's literally not in your vocabulary. Get fucked.
It is a lifelong journey. We live in a world that is heavily...
You're talking about lifelong journeys? So, unpacking your internalized fat phobia is a lifelong journey. However, taking care of your physique is not. The concept of diet is just a scam and a fad. It's not a lifestyle change, right?
Influenced by $1 billion industry.
Dude, stop bringing up $1 billion industry. You need to get your eye on the $1 billion food industry that's got you addicted to their product and they're laughing at you. Remember that documentary, Super Size Me, with Morgan Spurlock, I believe his name was? Through the course of that documentary, you learned that McDonald's referred to their customers as users of their product, and some of them they referred to as heavy users of their product.
That profits off of oppressing fat people. And even though it's really freaking hard, we owe it to ourselves, our bodies, spirits, and minds to continue doing the work. So, fellow fat liberationists, tell me in the comments, what are some things that you would never do? fatphobes, your comments will be deleted, so don't even try.
Fatphobes, your comments will be deleted, so don't even try.
Well, luckily, I don't need to leave a comment on your video. I made my own video. That's funny that she says we owe it to ourselves to continue doing the work. What is the work? Uploading TikToks about how you would do things differently as a fat liberationist, or how you shouldn't do these 5 things? All the things that you mentioned are literally the same things that they are always talking about. You couldn't even come up with an original list. Hey guys, 5 things that I'm not going to do during Fat Liberation Month. I'm not going to be fatphobic. I'm not going to judge people based on the food that they eat. I'm not going to make comment, blah, blah, blah. You're just saying all the same talking points that you guys always talk about. You know, it's funny, for people who always talk about uplifting people and centering this person or centering that person, this entire group is extremely tyrannical. They believe in censorship, deleting comments, keeping you down if you disagree with them. If they had any sort of power whatsoever, they would consider you a political dissident and make sure that you were never heard from again. Now let's take a look at the NAAFA website, or the National Association for the Advancement of Fat Acceptance. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming events on the calendar. We already know they're all going to be virtual, so I can't even go to them. For Fat Acceptance Month, it's looking pretty dead. August 1st, we got Share What Fat Liberation Means to You. Wednesday, read a book from some designer and artist. Okay. Resisting Uglification and Reclaiming UGLY with Vanessa Rochelle Lewis. Let me guess, you guys came up with some clever acronym for UGLY. It's like unjust goodness lending yas queen. Alright, that was really stupid what I just said. Alright, so we're looking pretty empty here. Saturday, August 6th, we had Fat Community Magic and Tarot with Bree. What? Fat Magic? Fat Tarot? So is this regular tarot or is this fat tarot? What separates it? Instead of getting the death card, you get the cake card? Well, they both mean the same thing anyway, right? Who are we kidding? Alright, webinar series, Fat Liberation Month. Lipedema, Advocacy, and Visibility. Advocacy? And visibility? Bruh. Okay, so basically, let's see what's going on today. I'm filming this Thursday, so let's see. Thursday, August 18th. They had a Fat Liberation Month webinar. Dang it! Fat People in America's True Crime Obsession featuring Brittany Ransom. How do you squeeze fat people into the true crime obsession thing? Squeeze them in there? It looks like basically a huge waste of everyone's time is all they've got going on this website. Alright, I've seen enough. So today we've learned a little bit about Fat Liberation Month, as well as 5 things you should not do as a fat liberationist. We must be sure that we never stop working hard to deconstruct our internalized yada yada yada. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.